Honorable Justice Lau Nageshwara Garu, Honorable Justice R.V. Ravindranji, Honorable Chief Justice Telangana Shri Ujjwal Buyanji, Honorable former Chief Justice Telangana Shri Chauhanji, Honorable Judges, members of the legal fraternity, members of trade and industry associations, members of press and electronic media, distinguished invitees, ladies and gentlemen, and of course our host for the day, Mr. Tariq Khan, and the entire team of International Arbitration and Mediation Center, Hyderabad. Welcome you all on behalf of Government of Telangana, on behalf of the Honorable Chief Minister, to this wonderful event. I extend a warm welcome particularly to you, sir, who is visiting Hyderabad for the first time. Like I was telling you just about a few minutes ago, delighted that you're here in person with us. You're here to guide us. You're here to help our fledgling outfit here, taking the baby steps and becoming a toddler and then eventually becoming an adult at some point and competing with your country, Singapore, hopefully at some point again. We look forward to the fireside chat. We look forward to guidance. We look forward to your advice. Our Honorable Chief Minister, KTR Garu, he always tells us one specific thing when it comes to industrial clearances and industrial requests. He says it's not just the ease of doing business that's important. Ease of doing business, of course, is important. It has several components, several layers. He says besides ease of doing business, if India really has to compete with the best in the world, two other things also come into play. Cost of doing business and quality of doing business. Especially as the whole world is looking at a China plus one strategy, or China for China and India for the rest kind of a strategy. I think it's imperative we bring in reforms, long-lasting reforms, in terms of ensuring that even dispute redressals are addressed in a very time-bound manner. Honorable Chief Minister, as soon as he assumed office, in fact, had taken it upon himself. I remember this was back in June 2014, and he had conducted a session, in-person session, with all industry bodies in a hotel. He had conducted a very detailed meeting with a number of industry associations. The meeting lasted almost for 8 hours. So he kept asking, he kept probing, what is it that you would need from the government? What do you expect from the government? Speaker after speaker, belonging to various associations, kept poring over their woes, especially with respect to how there is no clarity or there is no binding sense on the bureaucracy with respect to clearances. And also a number of other challenges. The joke about governments in India especially. We all claim that we have a single window, but there are always multiple windows behind that one single window. That's the joke that does the rounds in the industrial circles. So when they actually went at length, elaborated on the number of things that need to be reformed, he had summoned all of us, myself, along with me, my bureaucratic colleagues. He said, let us not reinvent the wheel. Let us actually learn from the best. So where is the best industrial policy in the world? So we said, possibly Singapore. So in fact, he led a delegation of officers, he led a delegation of ministers for 4 days to Singapore. And this was in August or September 2014. We went there, we actually visited the Economic Development Board. We spent a number of, we had a number of meetings with the local industry associations, got a lot of direct feedback. He said something very interesting. He said, don't reinvent the wheel. Just pick up the best elements of Singapore's industrial policy. Maybe also look at a few other policies, possibly some Scandinavian countries, possibly even some Southeast Asian nations, which are more relevant to the Indian context, and then come out with our own policy. As a result, in October 2014, the first piece of legislation that was enacted by Government of Telangana was actually delivered in October 2014, and this was called the TS I-Pass. The TS I-Pass, as the name suggests, literally is an equivalent of an easy pass on a highway toll. TS I-Pass stands for Telangana State Industrial Project Approval Self-Certification System. We wanted to make it extremely easy, and we actually wanted to confer a right on the investor in terms of how education is a right for a citizen, in terms of how there are several other right to information, etc. We wanted to confer upon the investor the right to self-certification, right to self-clearance, self-assessment. Now this might sound a bit far-fetched, but let me tell you quickly. The three salient features of TSI Pass in the last 8.5 years of working as Minister for Industry, Minister for Information Technology in two governments, I can tell you with experience and authority that this has truly worked. Because under TSI Pass, out of the three salient features, the first piece, for instance, if somebody wanted to come over from Singapore and wanted to start their factory in Telangana, or wanted to enter India using Telangana as a gateway, you actually don't need a clearance from the government. You do not need any clearance from the government. You can hit the ground running. You can start construction of your factory on day one. No other Indian state will tell you this. Once you start the construction of your factory or once you start setting up an office, all we request is that you submit an application online in the TSI Pass portal. Why do we need that? For compliance purposes, for regulatory reasons, we need to know what kind of business you're engaged in, what kind of employment you would be creating, what kind of investment are you going to be putting in, and of course, any concerns with respect to pollution and any other matters relating to compliance. What do we do when we get that information online? Once we get the information online on the TSI Pass portal, we promise all clearances backed by statute in a span of 15 days. If we don't deliver on the 15-day window, on the 15-day promise, on the 16th day, it's a deemed approval. It's no other state in India will tell you this. And also, we take accountability rather seriously. On the 16th day, this act also empowers the minister and the government to be able to levy a penalty of rupees 1,000 per day if any official or bureaucrat is held responsible for holding up a clearance. So I was explaining this concept to the chairman of KPMG in New York. Right after the passage of the bill, I was very proudly showcasing my state across the world and ended up in New York, which is where I went to school as well. So I had the good fortune of meeting the chairman of KPMG there. When I explained to him and I said, no other Indian state will offer you this kind of facility, he smiled at me and he said, no other state in the United States also will offer you this. This is unique. This is really path-breaking. The point I'm trying to make is, VK, India is changing. India is also changing. India is changing rapidly. And with states like Telangana leading from the front, ease of doing business has become a very important metric for us to actually ensure this works. To those of you who are wondering, does this actually work or is this all politician babble? It actually works. In fact, in the last 8.5 years, more than $47 billion of investment have been attracted through this policy, including some of the largest data centers in the world. And in fact, not very far from where we are, there is the Amazon campus, the world's largest campus of Amazon, right in this city. It's not in Seattle, it's right here. Now this Amazon campus got all clearances in 11 days. So that's the sort of success this act and this policy has been. Not only have we attracted investment, we've also been able to create large amount of employment, almost 2.2 million or 22 lakh direct jobs, and the city continues to grow and continues to expand and continues to reach number of goals that we have set for ourselves in terms of the ambitious agenda that we have set for ourselves and by our Chief Minister. I'm very happy to share with you that when this idea of an international arbitration and mediation center based in Hyderabad was mooted by the Chief Justice of India, the then Chief Justice of India, former Chief Justice, Sri N.V. Ramana Garu, our Chief Minister, in fact, gladly accepted it and, in fact, requested him to lead it from the front. And I'm thankful that Mr. Nageshwar Rao, Justice Nageshwar Rao, and others, Justice Hima Kohli, number of Supreme Court judges have also blessed it. Of course, with our High Court judges and High Court justices from here also blessing it, on 2021. Let me also add, when I heard Tariq speak, I was wondering how government of Telangana also can possibly give more business, get in more opportunities to the center. We are at your disposal. You are in our city. We certainly will want to improve it. We'll certainly want to improve on the numbers as well. Of course, like I said, reduction of cost, saving time, earning goodwill. This is all part of industrial relations. Government is more than happy, state government is more than happy to ensure that we leave we have more and more satisfied customers with early dispute redressals. Like I said, while we occupy one of the topmost ranks in ease of doing business, we have now started improving or focusing on improving the quality of doing business and reducing the cost of doing business. I have seen countless examples of companies getting into a dispute and litigation which reduces both the quality and increases cost as well, cost for both parties. I'm personally aware of many cases, in case of Hyderabad-based industries whose endless battles with prolonged litigation in different courts have taken away not only substantial profits away from their balance sheet, but also have wasted precious time and effort of their resources and also the judiciary. An institution like the International Arbitration Center is extremely beneficial, and we have completely endorsed it and will continue to endorse it even more efficiently and strongly. I'm happy that the International Center has made a good beginning, but my request to the registrar and other staff at the center is please create more awareness. We need more of these sessions. We need bar on our side. We need the entire legal luminaries and legal fraternity on our side. We need the administration on our side. We need more and more focus on this. And of course, whatever we can do in terms of bringing in the industry bodies like CII, FICCI, NASSCOM, FTCCI, HYCIA to popularize the center among the industry bodies is something that we'll absolutely do. Also, having such a center, as was pointed out, in this city makes it very attractive for us also from a positioning perspective to bring in more investments, to attract more marquee names into the city so that we can tell them that there is early dispute redressal mechanism should there be one. Of course, as Minister for Industries, I would be failing in my fiduciary responsibility if we do not also recognize and take into cognizance that this facility is not just for the big boys, not just for the mega industries, but also the MSMEs who face difficulties and who have several disputes at their local level. There was a quick conversation that we had with VK and Justice Rao. They were kind enough to suggest, I know, some things which are within the purview of the state government. I'm happy to continue the conversation, sir, and take it to a logical conclusion. Let me also add that there is a provision from the state side in the National MSME Act to set up a facilitation council to help the MSMEs. And I'm happy to share that in our state, besides having one facilitation council in Hyderabad, we have also created decentralized councils at places like Warangal, Karimnagar and Nizamabad. However, I come across frequent instances of litigation getting prolonged even in the facilitation councils, and I'll make a sincere effort along with our law minister to align the functioning of these councils along with the International Arbitration and Mediation Center and ensure an alternate dispute redressal mechanism is tried out even for MSMEs. Once again, this is a laudable initiative, has made a good beginning from what Tariq just told us, but I think it needs the endorsement, the unstinted support, continuous guidance and mentorship of all the judges and of all the legal minds, legal luminaries in this room today. Once again, thank you very much for this opportunity. Thank you.